Hey everyone, it's Kathy.
And Paul here with iDulting.
We're here to help you navigate the crazy world of adulting.
Because let's be real, it's a wild ride. We'll be dropping tips, sharing stories,
And maybe even spilling some embarrassing secrets along the way.
so get comfortable, grab your favorite drink, get ready to laugh, learn, and level up your adulting game. This is iDulting. Don't forget to like, follow, and or subscribe, and share this podcast. Head over to iDulting.com for more information and to submit questions for us about iDulting.
And maybe even pick up some of our new merchandise. And if you know any fellow adults who need some guidance, send them our way.
And feel free to share this podcast freely out there. We'd like to get our numbers up. Welcome to iDulting, the podcast that's going to make life just a teeny bit better. Tonight, we're going to discuss a lightning rod issue in many people's lives.
That taboo topic that you're not supposed to talk about.
The double-edged sword, benefits and challenges of organized religion for young adults. Let me start right off the bat by saying we're not going to talk about any particular organized religion. We have our beliefs, they're ours. You can have your beliefs, they're yours. I will preface it with, if any religious group thinks they should dominate, own, or wipe out another one, that group needs to go. Now that I got that out of the way, I think all the polarizing part of this is done.
And we are part of an organized religion, but just because we're a part of it doesn't mean that all of our values and all of our beliefs align perfectly with them. It just happens to be the one that fits most of them.
For young adults navigating the complexities of early adulthood, organized religion can offer a profound sense of community, purpose, and an opportunity for personal growth. From fostering supportive networks to providing a framework for moral development, the benefits are well documented and age-old. However, the same religious institutions can also present challenges, leading some young people to disengage due to feelings of judgment or a disconnect with the traditional teachings.
One of the most significant advantages for young adults involved in organized religion is the built-in community. Churches, synagogues, mosques, and temples can serve as a vital hub of social connection, offering a sense of belonging during a life stage often marked by transition and potential isolation. Youth ministry blogs and faith-based organizations consistently emphasize the importance of creating a welcoming environment where young people, young adults, can form meaningful relationships with peers and mentors. These communities often extend beyond weekly services with small group meetings, social events, and service projects that foster a deep bond and a supportive network.
There's opportunities for growth and leadership within these organizations. They frequently have structured opportunities for personal and leadership development. Young adults may be encouraged to lead some youth groups, participate in an outreach program, or contribute to worship services. These roles can help cultivate valuable skills in public speaking, organization, and teamwork. Furthermore, the spiritual guidance and mentorship offered by religious leaders and older members can provide a strong moral compass and a sounding board for navigating life's challenges.
At its core, religion offers a framework for understanding the world and one's place in it. For many young adults, faith provides a sense of purpose that transcends the day-to-day, offering answers to existential questions and a source of hope and comfort. Scholarly research suggests that religious involvement in young adulthood is linked to lower rates of anxiety and delinquency and higher instances of prosocial behaviors. The teachings and practices of a faith can instill values such as compassion, forgiveness, and gratitude, shaping a positive and resilient outlook on life.
But, and this can be a big but, there is another side to that coin in today's world. As unfortunate as it is, there's disengagement and discontent. We've already talked about there's numerous benefits for many young adults to be involved in organized religion, but many young adults find themselves at odds with organized religion. A significant point of friction for some is the perceived disconnect between traditional religious teachings and contemporary social values. Issues such as the LGBTQ plus inclusion, the role of women, political alignments can create a sense of alienation for young people who hold more progressive views.
Personal stories of judgment and hypocrisy within religious communities also significantly factor in disengagement.
So basically, the engagement of young adults within organized religion is a multifaceted issue. It has both very compelling benefits and notable challenges. For many, it's a vital source of community, personal development, and spiritual grounding. For others, it can be a conflict and disillusionment factory. Ultimately, the value and relevance of organized religion for young people depends on the specific community and the individual's own beliefs, values, and experiences. Let's talk about that for a moment. Let's say you grew up in Church A, and as you're developing into a young adult, you find that you don't necessarily align with the political or social beliefs of Church A. Does that mean I'm stuck at Church A?
No, there are so many religions and churches out there. You just have to find which one fits you the best.
We've been to other churches, right?
We have.
We've even had missionaries come to our house.
We have.
A tip: if you don't want people to come to your house, don't order the Book of Mormon. Just saying. But they were very nice, and I thoroughly enjoyed our conversations.
So, how can young adults navigate the challenges between traditional religious teachings and contemporary social values?
Navigating can be very difficult when you talk about those two things because they are so profoundly different. A traditional religious teaching and a social value would be friction, for example, around the LGBTQ plus rights, gender equality, scientific understanding, and political polarization. And it does create a sense of alienation and internal conflict. However, there are constructive ways to approach where this isn't fitting. And you can still foster personal growth and a more authentic faith journey by doing the things we're about to talk about.
So, like we said, we belong to a religious organization and we don't always align with everything they're teaching, but it's the one that we found had the most likeness to what we believe in. It's how we were raised. You may not align with the church you were raised in anymore, but you might find another one that fits you a little bit better. Go there.
Some steps would be to deepen your theological knowledge. Many religious texts and traditions are more nuanced than they appear to the way you hear about them or the way they're talked about. Take the time to study on your own. Go back and find the historical and contextual context of these sacred writings. Explore different interpretations and theological views, and understand some of the interpretations are human and man-based.
They're interpretations.
And they may miss the meaning a little bit or have bent the meaning a little bit. The deeper understanding can reveal a broader spectrum of thought and may offer perspectives that are more aligned with your own values.
Engage in self-reflection to clearly define your core values. What principles are most important to you and why? Differentiating between your personal convictions and the doctrines of your religious institution is a vital step in navigating any perceived conflicts. This clarity will empower you to engage in discussions with more confidence and authenticity.
Embrace the tradition of questioning. No matter who your higher power is or what your particular, I'll call it flavor of religion, whoever is the big entity, whoever the big guy is, do you really think your little questioning or your seeking is going to insult them? The answer is no. If there is a higher power, which I firmly believe there is a higher power, it welcomes the questioning and the deepening of that connection. Many faiths have a long, rich history of internal debate and evolution. Recognize that questioning and wrestling with difficult concepts can be a sign of a vibrant and living faith, not a lack of it. And I promise you, no matter what religion you're looking at, the one in charge up there or wherever they happen to be isn't going to be insulted by your questioning. And even the elders in your particular house of worship are open to these discussions.
Once you have a firmer grasp on your own beliefs and more understanding of your faith, you may feel equipped to engage with your community. This should be approached with intentionality and a spirit of dialogue, not confrontation. So ask your questions. People will be glad to give you their interpretation, their version, their answers.
Seek out like-minded individuals within the congregation that you're looking at or that you're involved in. You're likely not alone in your questions or your thoughts. Seek out peers, small groups, or online forums where you can openly and honestly discuss your concerns with other people who share similar experiences. This sense of solidarity can be incredibly affirming and can provide space for collective learning and growth.
Approach a trusted religious leader or mentor to discuss your questions. Frame the conversation as a genuine search for understanding rather than an attack on their beliefs. Use I statements to express your feelings and perspectives without making accusations. For example, say, I struggle to reconcile this teaching with my belief in equality, rather than this teaching is discriminatory. They may have an answer that settles you down a little and makes you look at it in a different way.
Focus on shared core values. We talked about we belong to a religious group that closely aligns with where we feel, which is why we go to that religious group. We're focusing on our shared core values. Both Kathy and I believe that it gives you a good moral compass and a sense of right or wrong. There are often foundational values that you share with your faith community, such as love, compassion, and justice. Focusing on these shared principles in conversation and action can help you build bridges and maintain connections despite differing viewpoints.
Right. I have always said that I don't necessarily agree with everything my church believes in, but it was the church I was raised in and it gave me a great foundation.
And we also had the tremendous benefit of some great mentors along the way who did listen to us when we questioned, who did take the time to explain some of the social differences. And to this day, I would consider friends that I can ask those questions of. We know that that does exist in religious organizations.
Exploring alternative paths and redefining your spiritual life. For some, the chasm may be too wide to bridge within their current community. In such cases, it's important to remember that your spiritual journey is your own, and there are many ways to live a life of faith.
You can go and seek out progressive and inclusive communities. Many denominations and independent faith communities have emerged even recently that are explicitly welcoming and affirming of these more diverse identities and contemporary social values. Visit or join such communities can provide a space where you can live out your faith without compromising your core convictions.
Embrace a personal spiritual practice. Your connection to the divine does not have to be mediated by a formal institution. You can cultivate a rich spiritual life through personal prayer, meditation, reading sacred text on your own terms, and engaging in acts of service that align with your values. In basic terms, not everyone needs to go to church to believe in a higher power.
Find community in value-aligned groups. If traditional religious settings no longer feels like the right fit for you, you can find a sense of community and purpose in other value-aligned groups, such as interfaith organizations, social justice initiatives, or volunteer groups.
I truly believe that a higher power, whether it be an elm tree or someone that you call God or whatever your term for it is an important part of life. And it just helps. It helps to have something that you can believe in that when you're having a hard time can reach out to and gives you some comfort.
Navigating the internal and external conflict can be emotionally and mentally taxing. It's critical that you prioritize your well-being throughout this process. To do that, you want to grant yourself grace and patience. It's okay to be in a place of questioning and uncertainty. This is a journey, not a destination. Be patient with yourself as you navigate these complex issues.
And don't hesitate to seek support from friends, family, or professional therapists. A counselor can provide a safe and confidential space to process your thoughts and emotions. Navigating the friction between traditional religion and contemporary values is deeply personal. By approaching it with a commitment to self-reflection, respectful dialogue, and a willingness to explore new paths, young adults can forge a more authentic and meaningful spiritual life that's true to both their faith and their conscience.
A belief in a higher power, a power bigger than yourself, helps relieve your stress and anxiety. The way that works is it can be a powerful, potent psychological anchor in turbulent waters of this world today. This conviction, whether rooted in organized religion, offers a framework for navigating the challenges of life by reframing perspective, fostering a sense of self-control, and providing a source of comfort and community. One of the most significant ways a belief in a higher power can alleviate stress is by providing a sense of meaning and purpose. When faced with adversity, the human mind often struggles to make sense of the suffering. These communities often provide practical and emotional support for difficult times, offering a network of care that can buffer the impact of life stressors.
All of which can counteract the mental and psychological effects of stress and anxiety.
A belief in a higher power can provide comfort when confronting outside anxieties, such as the fear of death and the search for meaning in life. By offering answers to some of life's most profound questions, faith can reduce the anxiety associated with these fundamental human concerns. For many, a deeply held belief in a power bigger than themselves provides a powerful and resilient framework for finding peace and navigating the inherent uncertainties of life. Here's to the good place. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you again soon.
So just want to let you guys know that we are partnering with Dubby Energy Drinks. And if you are a person who drinks Dubby or interested in drinking Dubby, if you go to www.dubby.gg and order Dubby, and in your discount code, type iDulting10, you'll get 10% off your purchase. Just remember, you've got this, iDults. Keep your head up, your spirits high, and keep adulting with us. Go forth and conquer the world, or at least your to-do list.
And don't forget to like, follow, and or subscribe. Tell your friends, share the podcast, and head over to iDulting.com for more information and to connect with us. See you on the next episode. Be safe.